So who's Kerwin Ray? Who the f*** is this guy? Honestly, he's been like so crap on social media for the last 5 years. All he does is post on his Facebook page like stupid memes. I know what it is. To get low levels of engagement in order to reduce his ad spend. And now he's deciding to do it properly. I think that this year is going to be a huge year for us in a whole range of different areas of the business, but I think social is going to be a real game changer for this year, and I'm really excited about it. It's time to get social. As you can see, we've actually got all of our social media handles up here, our platforms up here. And look, one of the things that I like to do to create enormous levels of accountability is put it out there and say, this is what I'm going to do before I've actually done it, because then I find that actually accelerates the process of execution. So while all of this is still in play and we're still setting those platforms up and we're getting ready for rollout in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm being attacked by something right now. Oh, I got him. Well, that was pretty impressive. Mr. Miyagi, check that shit out. I just got to fly. The goal with this whole social experiment, and it is really an experiment, by the way. Actually, that's maybe what we can call the launch video, the social experiment. 3 days a week now I have someone following me around the video camera. He's actually even filming some of this right now as we put together a bit of a reel for how we launch what it is that we're going to be doing.
And distributing value-added content through social, we suck more than anybody. So over Christmas I decided that that's going to change. So the social experiment is basically about a company, aka ours, that has absolutely sucked at social media for years, basically forever and a day, that then decides to use social media and produce enormous volumes of content and pump it out through a range of different channels and integrate everything. See what happens.
I'd say the best piece of advice I've ever received is you have to grow if your business is going to grow.
It's real marketing. It's expensive and time consuming.
But we're moving, we've gone the industrial age, we've gone from the internet age, we're now moving into the social age. And the people who are going to win business in the next 10 to 20 years are the ones that master social. So we're in the midst of that right now.
And the social revolution is really about the understanding of the role of social media and how it is dramatically impacting the landscape of business all over the world in a big way. And this is what I'm discovering. This is what people want. People want to see the person behind the brand, the person behind the business. They want to see things going right. They also want to see things going wrong because that's what makes them feel human.
Businesses that don't start to explore it, they're either going to get swallowed up or they're going to disappear.
Especially because in Australia, and you probably already know this, but we have the shittest internet speeds in the world.
One take. There's a rule at Snapchat, no retakes.
Why did you guys get in the business in the first place?
Marissa's idea. I didn't think of it, and I gave all the reasons why it wouldn't work, and then realised she was right.
Great.
That's a bit of a challenge, isn't it?
It is a challenge. It's a great marketing tool, not just because of the social virality of it, but it forces you to become specific. Yeah. It forces you to cut all the fluff and just get straight to the content.
You taught me Snapchat.
But imagine someone coming along to you in 2004 and saying, right, Facebook is about to blow up for small business. You need to get on that platform and start using it as a business tool. Lastly, I'm really positive about the social that we're we're actually embarking right now. Does anyone have any serious concerns when it comes to being on film for social?
I've spoken to my agent.
I started to realise the power when I started to tell a story about my very first skydiving accident and how I had a massive malfunction at a very low altitude, but I don't finish the end of the story. Like I go through the whole build-up. Like days, weeks, months later, I'm still getting people messaging me on social media. I'm still getting emails to our support saying, can we please find out what happened? What was the end of the story? When you can build the sort of intrigue around your product or your service, where weeks and days and weeks and months later, they're still ringing you up because they want to know more. Like that's a powerful conduit.
Gary, Kerwin Ray from Australia, mate. How are you?
Hey, brother. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me in Vegas that time.
Mate, it was a pleasure. It has really changed the face of the way that we do business.
Meaning, you're welcome.
I'll give you some context. Over Christmas, I started to realise that we are socially illiterate when it comes to promoting across a range of different social channels.
Yes.
And so I came back from a little bit of a break with a vengeance, and I have a videographer that's following me basically 4 days a week. We're constantly filming content, preparing it to push it out across a whole range of channels. Snapchat specifically, and just to give you some gratitude for that, in the first 10 days of being on Snapchat, we actually netted about $11,000 in sales.
Let me hear that one more time.
In our first 10 days of being on Snapchat, we netted about $11,000 in sales.
Let me just help everybody understand what that is. That's called ROI, motherfuckers.
Truth is, I don't know what's going to happen. This could be the greatest thing we've ever done, or it could completely crash and burn. But either way, I think it'll be very entertaining.